This is Weedy Fresh bringing it to you on a Sunday. Today what we're going to be talking about on the college segment of our YouTube channel is we're going to be talking about finishing up the Common Application. The Common Application, which we spoke about previously in the first two installments of the Common Application. The first part we're talking about just gathering information, finding out your schools that you're interested in, putting them down, adding it, putting down your name, your address, your phone number, things of that nature, getting it all squared away. And then we talked about in the second segment, we talked about actually gathering people, because you're going to need people in order to do this Common Application. You just can't just do it by yourself. You're going to need help, whether it be teachers, counselors, parents, pastors, rabbis, what have you, employers. You need them all. So it's important that you check out those first two installments, and then now this third installment, we're going to finish it up. Finishing up the Common Application by looking at details that the colleges interject, things that they need that are unique to that school. Yes, it is a Common Application because you don't have to write your name, your address, stuff about your parents, test scores over and over again. But there are details that colleges require, and that is why we're doing part 3 of this Common Application. And that's about it. Let's check out what we got. All right, as we look here at the Common Application part 3, finishing it up. As I was mentioning previously, we want to pay attention to those unique requirements, the deadlines. Every school is not the same. Some schools have unique deadlines. Some don't have any deadlines. Some have deadlines that are coming up as we speak. Today is October 10th. So you may want to really take a look at those deadlines. Application fees. Some schools require you to have an application. They require application fees. Some don't require any application fee at all. So why would you pay money if you don't need to? Personal essay, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Courses and grades. Some are going to require them. Some are not going to require them. The test policy. That referring to the SAT and ACT, which I know we still have to tackle the ACT, which we haven't talked about, which we'll talk at a later time. But some will require it, some won't require it. And if they don't require it, that doesn't mean, hey, I'm scot-free. Look at the details, because they may ask you for additional essay or writing sample. You may be interested in the arts, such as reading, poetry, journalism, painting, sketching. You may be any of those things, guitar, drums, all kinds of things of that nature, where you will need a portfolio. Writing supplement. Some will require a writing supplement. Some will ask a very specific, detailed writing questions and recommendations. Give them what they want. Don't add or subtract. Give them exactly what they are looking for. And so, as we continue here, exploring your college, exploring colleges section. That is a section in the Common Application. As I said, you are filling out all the common stuff: your name, your address, phone number, parents' information, your school information. All those things are common, but each college, that's why in each college's profile, they provide details on application information, what it is specific about that school that they want to know how you will fit into their scheme of things in that particular school. We'll check out also campus culture. That's why I put these different faces here, because that may be influential to you. You may want an HBCU, a historically black college, university. You may want an all-boys school, an all-girls school. You may want something that's geared toward the arts. You may want to do something with music, like the Berklee College of Music. You may want to do something related to art, like the Kansas City Art Institute. That you need to really make sure what it is that you want in your campus in order to get the best out of your education. And you may want to consider, because they will tell you that you can schedule visits. Yes, they may actually fly you out there, and sometimes, many times, the cost is none to you. So you may want to really look at that section, because there's no better thing than to really know what you're getting into, because you will be spending 4 years of your life there to know the culture and actually sit and go to the actual school, sit in the classes and see what's going on and eat their food. Now, this particular section, this is where people get nervous. because I know that's a big question kids always ask when they're doing college application. Is there an essay? And I know it's very easy to put your name, your address, all that fun stuff, and even putting in your school information, your parent information, because you can really do that while you're listening to music and actually doing something else. But when you're planning an essay, I want you to really pay attention to what the Common App personal essay is. Colleges may make the personal essay optional or required. In my opinion, if it's even on the Common App to do a personal essay, even though it's optional, it's always good to do it because it shows that you're trying to do more than what is actually required. And that is what colleges are looking for. They're looking for somebody who's going to step up to the plate and do more than what is needed. And in that writing section of your Common App, you will see a table that lists each of the college's requirements. So as you make notes to yourself, see what it is that they require. So if they're going to ask you about A, B, and C, do not give them X, Y, and Z, because that is not answering the question that they seek. They really want to make sure that you are following directions. So plan your essays accordingly to what they are particularly asking for. And that's why sometimes they can be a little overwhelming, because you really may think, well, this is interesting about me, but that's not exactly what they are looking for in your essay. And as we stated, the Common Application is indeed very common. All the different common questions, but some colleges, not all, but some colleges will ask specific questions that may include short answer questions. So they may or may not. So that's why I was talking about being college specific. You need to really look and see what it is that they're looking for as you answer these questions, and pay attention to specific information for each college's writing prompts. You just can't assume what your story is what they are looking for. They may be asking for a writing sample from your school. They may be asking for a particular struggle that you went through in high school. They may be asking, what do you foresee yourself doing in college? And that's the beauty of South Florida. Sometimes the electricity goes out, so don't mind that. And so I want you to really, really be certain that you answer the question, because it's not always as simple and as basic as it may seem. And to finish up with this little topic here of writing supplements, some colleges use a separate writing supplement and some do not. So don't be surprised if, for let's say you're applying to 10 schools through the Common Application, 3 of them are asking you for writing supplements and 7 are not. That is fine. It's not that you're doing something wrong. Every school is a little different in your Common Application. Some only request a supplement based on how you answer other questions. So they may give you a different writing prompt if you perhaps say yes or you perhaps say no to a particular segment. So just because you answer something and then something else pops up, that means that they want some more further data on what you meant by your prior answer. Now, as we finish this up, that's really, really, really important that as you finish, that you really take time out and look at that essay, look at your writing sample, look to make sure of spelling errors, punctuation, commas, periods, exclamation points, question marks. Make sure that you're writing paragraphs. Make sure that it is typed. I know that the obvious is not always obvious, but don't handwrite it. I know some people decide to, I'm going to scan it and just kind of send it over there. No. Make sure that everything is well organized and that there is a beginning. There's a beginning statement, that there's a conclusion. I can't emphasize that enough, because that's stuff that these colleges are looking for in the writing samples as you finish up your college application. And as we finish this Common Application, and like I said, hopefully in years to come, we'll be just updating or just refreshing. But it's important here when you submit your application. It may sound obvious, but it's not always obvious, because you spend all this time preparing and adding and subtracting and putting this supplement together and getting your recommendations together and getting your whatever all together, and you actually pay whatever you got to pay, and oh my God, everything is wonderful. And then you wonder, well, what happened? Why haven't I heard back from these schools? Because perhaps you did not submit your application. Submission for your Common Application is a 3-pronged process. One, review your application. As weird as it sounds, but I spent all this time doing it. Review your application. I'm not trying to be funny. Make sure you spelled your name right. If there's a comma, if there's a apostrophe in your name, if there's a third in your name, a fourth, the Roman numeral. Are you a junior? Do you have a unique spelling to your name that is not? Just check it. Make sure your address is correct. Make sure you put your street, avenue, lane, whatever it may be. Make sure if you're in a different country, you put the name of the country. If you're in here in the States, make sure that all those things you put the right state down, the right zip code down, your phone number is correct. All those things which seem silly and simple, sometimes we forget, and then the college won't be able to address your application properly. So review your application. Number 2. Paying the application fee if applicable. If it is not applicable, do not pay because that's not going to help your situation. It's actually going to make you look foolish because you're not following directions. One of the key things to all this common application and all these college application process, I really want to see if you can follow directions, because that is a simple way for colleges to eliminate you if you are not following the directions that they set forth. So if you need to pay a college application, make sure that you pay that application fee. And last but not least, submit your application and make sure that you will get an affirmation usually in your email telling you, yes, congratulations that you submitted your application. Do not assume that you submitted it. Make sure that you get a confirmation email. I'm 99% sure you will get a confirmation email saying that you submitted your college application. And that's all we got on the Common Application Part 1, 2, and 3, gathering your schools, gathering your people, finishing up your application, and submitting it. Next time we will talk about, I will let you know. Have a great day.